Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friends, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to this webinar where we will talk about 7 steps to post certification exam success. A lot of you have worked hard in getting certified, and naturally, the next question that pops up is well, how am I going to be successful? How am I going to get to that next level? So today we are going to be talking about that. First of all, to those of you who recently achieved your certification, I'd like to say a huge congrats to you because it's not a small feat at all. To get certified as some of you project management professionals, some of you network professionals, some of you in the area of law, maybe or what have you, it's a big deal. So I want to say congrats. But beyond the certification, the question comes up, how do I get to that next level? Okay. So let me do a little bit of an introduction here before we get into the details. My name is Phil Akinwale. I've been a project management professional since 2005. That was my really first significant certification after my degrees. And the PMP exam is a notorious exam because a lot of people don't make it out of the exam successfully. So getting successful with the PMP exam as a line item in something you want to do is a big deal for many of us who've done it. Beyond the PMP, I've worked for various organizations. My favorite of these, I'm probably going to get in trouble, but my favorite is Honeywell, probably followed by Motorola. But Honeywell, because I learned so much there and I was able to expand my horizons there. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that I have learned along the way after getting certified and how I have been able to get on the right trajectory towards success. Success is not a one-stop destination. It's a moving target. The definition of success varies for different people, but I'm going to give you some ideas about how you can define success for yourself and how you can evolve to that next level, whatever that is in your particular realm, your particular sphere. So let's get into it. What is success? Success is defined, plain old vanilla flavored success, as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Now, that's success at a very high level. I'm curious to know if you've got any definitions of success yourself. If you've got any definitions, of course, I would like to know. You can put them in the chat. But success is a lot more than just accomplishing one thing. As I said, I see success as a target that moves pretty fluidly throughout your life. What you might choose as success earlier on in life could be very different. All right. Preteen success is very simple. But once you get into teenage years, success then becomes something else. And it could also include being competitive and winning battles, whatever that might look like. But once you evolve beyond that age and you get into the real world, success is a number of things and it evolves with time. Having worked with the John Maxwell team, John Maxwell, who is known as America's leadership guru, he wrote a book called How to Be a Real Success. And a lot of the information that I'm going to share with you today is actually as a result of my being affiliated with John and on his team and learning what success is through that lens of how to be a real success. So I look at success like this. I call it the KGS success model. Again, this is based on the work of John C. Maxwell. Success at a very high level is three things. And it's one, Knowing your purpose in life. Knowing your purpose in life means understanding why you are here. Understanding your purpose gives you a clear direction. It gives you a sense of meaning when you know why you're in it for the long run, for the long haul. It involves introspection, it involves self reflection to identify your passions, to identify your values and your long term goals. And it's a question that you're always going to ask yourself throughout. It's a very good grounding question. I like a quote from Aristotle that says, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. You got to know. You got to ask yourself, why am I here? What is this long haul journey about for me? So, when you have a strong sense of purpose, you're able to align your actions and decisions with what truly matters to you. You're able to see that certification that you got and understand where it fits into the big picture. Okay. So, success again starts off with knowing, why am I here? What's my purpose? For some of us, we discover our purpose very late in life. There was once a story of a man who discovered he just wanted to be a hot dog vendor. It sounds weird, but we all have different callings. And after being in the top tier of executives in his company, all he was looking to do was to have a hot dog stand. And he discovered that after retirement. But it's never too late to discover your purpose. So knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. I like a quote from Jane Austen that says, self knowledge is the first step to maturity. So know your purpose in life and don't stop learning about yourself. The journey has just started. Confucius says, the more you know yourself, the more you understand the world. So your view and perception of the world lies within. It's your terrain, it's your understanding, it's peculiar to you. Work on knowing it. Secondly, growing. When you know your purpose, when you know what you're about, then you can begin a more intentional journey of growth to grow to your maximum potential. And growing to your maximum potential, again, is not just a one stop journey, it is several stops, several mini journeys along the way, if you will. And you never stop growing. The moment you stop growing, that's retrogression. That's really death. It's going backwards. So we want to keep growing and evolving and learning and knowing and growing. The more you know, the more you may be inspired to grow. I like a quote from Tony Robbins that says, growth begins at the end of your comfort zone. Think about that for a second. When you begin to stretch, is just when it started getting uncomfortable. But think about it like this: failure is not the end. In fact, it's the beginning of realization. It's the beginning of your evolution. A friend of mine once said, success and failure are not opposites. Failure is the beginning of success. So you need to see it like that, my friend. Another quote says, your growth is determined by how much you're willing to learn and evolve. Warren Buffett says, the greatest investment that you can make is in yourself. Another quote says, people may be your most expensive asset, but they're your most expansive asset. You may feel like growth is expensive, but trust me, if you are investing in yourself, you're doing the right thing. So grow. How do you grow? Well, first of all, growth is a mindset, not to look at failure as the end, but the beginning. There's something in the world of project management, we call it lessons learned. Failure is an opportunity for lessons learned. That's where you should have a retrospective and ask, what have I really learned from this experience? How can I put it back into production? How can I put it back into the pipeline? And how can I get to the next level through this failure? Sometimes failure can be a gem. Now, I'm a musician and I like to compose and play the piano. In my earlier years, I had a very bad accident with one of my fingers, sliced the middle finger pretty bad. And I was still determined to practice. So even though it was in a bandage, I started trying to practice. But you know what I discovered as I began to practice with that finger in that band aid? I discovered that there was a certain scale that I'd heard, but I never knew the correct fingering for the scale until my middle finger got sliced. Now, that could have been looked at as failure. Fail, you'll never be that good. Now your finger's all messed up. You're not going to be able to practice. No. Instead, what seemed like a downfall, a downside, became an upside because I learned that scale over 20 years ago and I still use it till today. For those of you who are keen to know, it's something around a flat 5 and a sharp 7. Well, that's for the geeks in music. But what I'm trying to tell you is a failure is just a setup for your comeback. As the great Les Brown says, a setback is just a setup for your comeback. So I encourage you, my friends, to grow. And part of growing is accepting failure, embracing it, learning from it, and going forward. The final one that I'm going to talk about today is sowing. What do I mean by sowing? I'm talking about sowing seeds, as John Maxwell says, that benefit others. When you sow seeds that benefit others, you are just investing more and more in your future because there will be a harvest. Aesop says, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Think about that. Gandhi says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Wow. But isn't that true? When I think about myself on the journey that I've embarked on throughout my career, being fortunate enough to train the likes of NASA and the FBI and the US Army, it all started off in me wanting to serve the company I was in. I told you at the beginning, Honeywell is my favorite, and maybe that's why, because I was given the opportunity to expand and grow by helping my colleagues as they were trying to get certified in the PMP exam. And through helping them, I discovered I enjoy this thing. I could probably teach it. Little did I know that when the economy tanked in '09, when I lost my job in an upcoming gaming company in Arizona, when I was down to my last $3,000 in the bank, actually it was more like 2,000 and a bit, and it actually wasn't in the bank, to be honest, it was on a credit card. When I was in $70,000 of debt, what helped me was realizing I could train and I could coach. So that's what I started doing. And that's how I found my dream. My definite chief aim is to help people be the best version of themselves, be they project managers, be they business people, be they C-level executives, vice presidents, whatever. I want to help people to be the better version, the best version of themselves. And it's a journey, but I enjoy it. But I wouldn't have discovered this if not for failure in being let go. And that's how I began to evolve and discover I actually enjoy this. And then I joined the John Maxwell team and met John and expanded my knowledge and my awareness as a leader. And that's how I got to where I am today. So it's been a journey. It's still a journey. I'm still going. I'm still trucking. And I'm looking forward to continuing the journey. So the best way to find yourselves, my friends, is to lose yourself in the service of others. Let's explore these in just a little bit more detail before we round up today. So again, Knowing your purpose in life. Here we could be talking about personal relationships, building and nurturing meaningful relationships. This aligns with the purpose of fostering connection and support in one's life. Or what about contribution to society? Maybe that's your purpose. Maybe you're in a nonprofit. Maybe you get immense joy out of serving as a servant leader. That is awesome. Making a positive impact on the society, and that reflects a purpose driven approach to success. So, knowing your purpose in life is a journey. Secondly, growing to your maximum potential. Career and professional achievements is the beginning. This is just the beginning. Like I said, getting certified in anything is the beginning, because if you don't grow in what you're certified in, and if you're not pragmatic about it, you're just going to be like everyone else. You're just going to be a copy of Joe Blogs. You're going to be like the next person who's certified. So, how do you stand out? It's growing in that specific lane that is peculiar to you. You got to find the lane. You got to find where your propensities are in what you're certified in. For me, I get a whole lot of joy talking about earned value management and agile and leadership. For you, it might be something different. Very recently, I've gotten a whole lot of joy talking about artificial intelligence. I wrote a book about it recently. I didn't think I would get so much joy from AI. You just never know when you grow where you're going to find yourself with an open mind. There's stuff that you may not even know about today that could be your purpose. So, as you get certified, have an open mind to discover, to learn, and to evolve. Personal development and growth, continuously learning, acquiring new skills, and challenging oneself align with the growth aspect of this model. Now, you've heard me say model, model, model. And I know those of you who have read John's book, you say, Phil, which model are you talking about? Well, I've just given you the model. It's the KGS model. It's the know, grow, sow. When you are in the confluence of those three, when you know your purpose in life, you're growing daily towards your maximum potential, and you're sowing seeds that benefit others. All three, you are on your way towards success. And you might even be in success, but you got to stay in success. You got to let the value of what you're doing compound, and then you truly find success. Let's talk about the final one. The final one, as you see in my model here, is the aspect of sowing. Now, I see this as a model. I was having a conversation with one of my Project Leadership Institute members, Chris Clark, and as we began to dialogue, I said, Chris, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing a three-dimensional model, and I'm seeing success as being able to consistently be as close to the front right as possible, growing to your maximum potential, sowing seeds that benefit others, and knowing your purpose in life. The sad part of this model is that some individuals never get to the top right or even close. They are consistently right here at the bottom. They're not growing, they're not sowing, and they don't even care to know. They're not even thinking about it. We don't want that to be the case for us. For us, we want to be in the top right or close to it. That needs to be our aspiration. Our daily aspiration needs to be know, grow, sow. And we got to be searching to know. And that's the beginning of success. To build on this, for those of you who have been certified recently, and I applaud you, I want you to celebrate your achievement, because success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you'll be successful. You got to ask yourself, is the ladder leaning on the right building? Can you imagine working as a professional, scaling the ladder, running up the ladder of success, treading the corn like the ox or running like the hamster in a wheel, only to get to the top of the building and realize you're leaning against the wrong building? You're not doing what you should be. You don't want that to be the case. If you're in the right place, enjoy the journey. Number two, reflect and learn. Success is not final and failure is not fatal, said Winston Churchill. Remember what I said about success? Success needs to be a journey, and failure needs to be a blip towards your success, continued success. I said in the very beginning, you got to see failure as a classroom and you got to learn from it. Number three, set new goals. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today, said Roosevelt. Set new goals. PMP is just the beginning. CISA is just the beginning. AWS is the beginning. RMP, PGMP, SP, CSM, PSM, CSP, PST, CST. That is the beginning, my friends. There's a lot more. It's all about growth, pragmatism. Number four, expand your network. Your network is your net worth. So you got to build the people around you while being connected to the people around you. It's not so much what can I get, but it's what can I give. And then you become valuable to your network and your network becomes valuable to you. Success is often shaped by the people you surround yourself with. Build and nurture a diverse professional network. Highly, highly advise and encourage you to have an inner circle, because that's going to determine where you end up, my friends. Number five, embrace lifelong learning. Dr. Seuss, of all people, and a lot of good stuff comes from Dr. Seuss, I must say. The more that you read, the more things you'll know. You've read this growing up, right? The more that you learn, the more places you'll go, which is true. Success is fueled by knowledge. So commit yourself to lifelong learning and stay updated with the latest trends. Some of you are still averse to AI, ChatGPT. I told you to go read my book or to join my course on Udemy, which, by the way, can be found at udemy.com/ChatGPTs. That's ChatGPTs. If you wanted to learn more about AI in project management and life in general, Midjourney, Dolly, all that good stuff. Not to mention Bard, because I know my Google friends will be upset if I don't mention it. But you got to embrace lifelong learning, expand and evolve, my friends. And that's all I have for now. That's it. I just want you to be aware of what success means to you. Now that you're certified, or as you're getting ready to be certified, the sky's the limit. Okay. For those of you looking for training, coaching, and assistance, you can always go on down to pmanonymous.com. It's your one-stop shop for all things growth in leadership and project management, one-on-one coaching and mentoring. But in closing, I'll just say, in addition to you being mentored, become a mentor. My mentor, Mary Hirschner, gave me the blueprint. Little did I know it was a blueprint, because she got me to know more about the PMP exam, which absolutely changed my life. Without that certification, I wouldn't be where I am today. I don't know what I would have been doing, but it certainly wouldn't have been what I'm doing now. Become a mentor. Those of you who are certified, a mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself, said Oprah. Are you being a mentor? Or are you just saying, "Phew, thank goodness I escaped that exam. I never want to do that again"? No. I tell you, I've had to do it over and over and over again when it comes to students coming for the journey because it's as though I am going on the journey all over again. So success is not just about personal achievements, it's also about lifting others up. So share your knowledge and your experiences with aspiring project managers as Mary did with me. Mary got me into my first teaching paid gig because she connected me to someone she knew, to Michael Watkins, who she knew. And if not for that connection, I wouldn't have been working at Skillsoft. I wouldn't have been working at Thomson G, but it was her being a great mentor. I want to encourage you to be a great mentor, open doors, show people the way to go. You will really be better for it because this is what you need to do after achieving success. Finally, balance and well being. Success is not the key to happiness, happiness is the key to success. I want to encourage you to don't just measure success by your accomplishments. You got to prioritize your well being and maintain a healthy work life balance. If you are in a position where you're not happy, you're not going to feel successful. It's not going to be success. Remember that true success encompasses happiness and fulfillment in all aspects of life. So, my friends, in conclusion, whatever exam you took, PMP, PGMP, CISA, AWS, CISSP, whatever it is, celebrate your achievements, learn from every experience, set new goals, expand your network, embrace lifelong learning, become a mentor. Hey, become a mentor. I want you to put yourself on blast. It's going to help you. Tell people, come to me if you want to learn about ABCD, and you'll be amazed at how much you're going to learn. I've learned so much by making mistakes based on questions asked by students, by people I was coaching, by clients, and that's the way to grow. It's fun. I'm always looking forward to the next mistake, the next failure, because I know I'm going to learn from it. So, by following these 7 steps, my friends, you will not only become a successful project manager or professional, but also leave a lasting impact on the world. I like a quote by the great Steve Jobs, and he just said he wants to make a ding in the universe. Don't you think he did? I do. Have that as one of your definite chief aims to make a significant impact. Aspire towards that. And I wish you all the success and fulfillment in all your endeavors. I want to give a huge shout out to my 2 friends who got certified today from my class, Stephanie and Lawan. I'm so proud of you both and all my other students who are in the process. I'm very proud of you because I know you are going to get it done. I know. All right, my friends. For those of you who are looking to learn more and get plugged into my network and learn from people who have mentored and coached me, I want to invite you to our next event. It's called Dealing with Meetings You Can't Stand. And it's by my buddy. I call him Doc, Dr. Rick Brinkman. He's going to be sharing with us on the 22nd of July, 2 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. He's going to be talking about dealing with meetings you can't stand. If you want to be part of that, go on down to meet.leadershipstreet.com. We're going to be joined by my members of the Project Leadership Institute. We're going to have a ball. We're going to have a blast. He's spoken for everyone, from the likes of Boeing to he's been on Oprah, he's been on all sorts of shows. He's well known in this field, in this industry. Come hear from an expert, someone who's been there, done that, who knows, who changed the way I see people around me, because he wrote the book, Dealing with People You Can't Stand. And it was a curriculum that I wanted to train. And as I began going through the curriculum, it changed my mindset. Now, some of you have an interesting mindset when it comes to meetings. Some of you absolutely hate meetings. Some of you loathe meetings. Some of you are scared of meetings. Come learn from Dr. Rick. He'll show you a thing or two. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, so going down to meet.leadershipstreet.com and be part of this with us. Okay, thank you all very much. If you have any comments after this live stream is done, just go ahead, put them in, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. All right. Thank you very much, my friends. All the very best, and bye for now. Oh, of course. It wouldn't be right if I didn't give a shout out to my friend Stacy, who is also on the call. So, Stacy, I just realized you chatted in. So, thank you very much for chatting in, and thank you for your comment. Stacy got CAPM certified with above target. And I'm very proud of you, Stacy. Well done. I'm excited that you're here, and I look forward to interviewing you regarding your CAPM exam and how you were able to do this. Thank you, Ohene and Sravani. Always a pleasure to see you folks. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Stacy, I'll be coming back to you. We definitely have some interviewing to do. Thank you all very much, my friends. Have a lovely night. Bye for now. Have a lovely morning, wherever you are in the world. I know I've got some friends deep down under in Australia. Some of you in India, you're wide awake now. So those of you in Asia, you're wide awake. Yeah, always great to have you on, and my friends out in Africa. Thank you very much. All right, you take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.